Chapter 189. In actual fact, Harold's father had already carefully planned out everything with Lady Richard last night. Moreover, he had intentionally invited all the respected elders in the Richard family to attend the family gathering today. Harold's father initially thought that Trump would voluntarily hand over the villa if they forced him to do so. He had also planned to force Trump to hand the villa over by threatening him if he refused to do so. Trump had always been very timid, and he would always shiver in fear whenever his mother reprimanded him. Therefore, Harold's father was confident that Trump would certainly hand the villa over to Lady Richard if she demanded him to do so. Besides, Harold's father had no respect for Emma at all. She was a married woman, thus, she did not have any right to say anything. Moreover, she was even married to a piece of trash. As for Alex, he could not even be bothered about him. He was just a mere son-in-law of the Richard family who had no status at all, and he did not have any qualifications to speak or talk back to them. He should just hand over the villa if he was asked to do so. However, Harold's father did not expect Trump to actually have the courage to talk back to the old lady because he was pushed to a dead end. Also, Emma, as Lady Richard's granddaughter, did not even bother to obey her grandmother's instructions. Even Alex, that piece of trash, was courageous and disrespectful enough to point his finger at the old lady and call her shameless. "Your family is really incorrigible," Harold's father yelled as he grit his teeth. After that, he turned around and said, "Mom, you cannot let them leave like that. If you let them go just like that, they would definitely think that they are higher than the Richard family in the future. What power will you have as the head of the Richard family, then?" The expression on Lady Richard's face was extremely ugly. She had always had a strong desire to be in control of everything. After the death of the old man, she had taken over the position as the head of the Richard family, and she had never allowed anyone to challenge her authority. Yet, she had never expected Trump and his family to publicly disobey her today, and this really made her very furious. She resented them. "Hence," she yelled, "you really are a disgrace to the Richard family. All of you are members of the Richard family, and as long as I am still alive, you have to obey me." After that, the old lady instructed the bodyguards, "Close the doors. I have to teach the three of you a lesson today." Her granddaughter and her grandson-in-law were here, but they did not have any respect for her at all. She did not know how Trump could have educated his child to be so rude and disrespectful toward her elders. If she did not punish them severely today, how could she continue to be the head of the Richard family? Furthermore, if she allowed them to leave just like that, she would never be able to take the villa at Beacon Top from them. She had already lived such a long life, but she had never dreamt of living in such a big and luxurious villa. Now that the villa was finally in her son's hands, she had to do anything in her power to take it from him so that she could enjoy it herself. The only way they could ever leave the Richard family was if they gave the villa to her. Following that, a group of bodyguards suddenly appeared and surrounded the three of them. Alex stood in the courtyard and glared at the bodyguards coldly before he said, "If any of you dares to take another step forward, don't blame me for being ruthless. You are just a piece of trash, and you still dare to make empty threats here." One of the bodyguards yelled angrily as he rushed toward Alex with a baton in his hand. Alex snorted coldly as he grabbed the baton from the other party's hand before striking him on his leg. The bodyguard fell to the ground immediately after Alex attacked him, and he could not help but kneel in front of Alex in an awkward position. Judging from the angle of his leg was already broken. "How dare you!" At this time, Alex threw the broken baton onto the ground.